I am here at the North Carolina Museum of Art, and I'm sure y'all heard of windmills, but have you ever heard of a whirligig? Take a look at this. How about that? It's called a whirligig and it's on this huge pole. That's what you call some strange art, folks. It's kind of neat. Wind's blowing and moving it. There's even an active apiary here. Bees at work. Now I'm going to venture in here and hope and pray I don't get stung. And I'm definitely not going to open that gate door. You can see them flying around. This is about as close as I want to get. As I see them, they're flying around there. Those are beehives making honey. How about that? Now we got some facts here. The queen bee was known as the king until the late 1660s when a Dutch scientist dissected the king and discovered it was feminine. How about that, folks? TheDanVan installs and maintains beehives in partnerships with corporations to help rebuild healthy honey bee populations and pollinator habitat in urban environments. For information, you can go to bee-downtown.com. Concrete and steel. Massive pigment art form with legs that has fallen on its side. Collapse one, I think is what it's called. How about that? Pretty interesting. Here we have 3 rings or arches. You say Stargate? Detail about the rock, concrete.
Did come up there.
Draw on this.
Gee, I was doing that. I never looked up.
And it shows up there.
Yeah.
So draw on this.
I don't know how Uncle Dan did such a good job.
And then it shows up there.
Isn't that interesting?
Pretty awesome, neat fun. Now I'm sure you've seen trees, and if you haven't, you must be living under a rock. And I'm going to show you a rock garden, but this is a metal tree. How about that? Some artists took the time to Take metal and make a tree of it. And now I'm going to show you an actual linear garden. Have you ever heard of such a thing? It goes right on down back there. It's a linear rock garden. Creativity at its finest right there, folks. Alright, approaching the cloud chamber for trees and sky. We're going to go in there and see what this is about. Notice the earth on the roof. It's a pretty neat little place, I think. This is supposed to be sensory deprivation. Lock on the door. Hope it's not locked. No. Cool. Grab a bench and get the door closed. And then we're supposed to wait about 20 minutes, roughly. There's a pinhole in the ceiling, and as time goes on, light comes in and the floor seems to move from the wind and the branches and the trees above. Pretty neat effect. Hey everyone, hope you're having fun. I am, and you should be too. Well, Rose was over at Betty's and they were just talking and sort of playing around, and then Rose said, "Got a riddle for you." And Betty says, "Oh, I haven't heard a riddle in years, tell it to me." So Rose says, "What word has an E at the start of it and an E at the end of it, but only one letter?" Betty said, "You're nuts. I don't think that even exists." And Rose looked at her and says, "Yeah, envelope."